Good evening, and welcome to the Board of Selectmen's meeting Monday, April 25th, 2022, at the Warcoit Meeting Room, Mashpee Town Hall, 16 Great Neck Road North, Mashpee, Mass. Broadcast live on local cable channel 18, streamed live on the Town of Mashpee website, www.mashpeema.gov/channel18. It is 6 p.m. and we're convening an open session. And we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and I'd like a moment of silence. Thank you. Wayne?
I just wanted to address anybody that may be here. We were planning on having a forum to discuss sewer, Board of Health issues, and others, and we were unable to get together the groups. There was a lot of vacations, scheduled conflicts, so we are going to have that at a later date, but I just want to let people know if they were expecting to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Approval of the following Monday, April 11th, 2022, regular and executive session.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, and yes, thank you.
John online?
John? Still not there.
Okay.
Okay. 6 p.m., public hearing, alcohol beverage license. Andy, you want to read the
Yeah,
hearing?
pursuant to Chapter 138 of the Massachusetts General Laws, the Board of Selectmen, acting as a local licensing authority for the town of Mashpee, will conduct a public hearing, the alcoholic beverages license amendment application of Southworth Willow Bend LLC DBA Willow Bend, 100 Willow Bend Drive, Mashpee, Mass. 02649, for change of ownership interest. Said hearing will be on Monday, April 25th, 2022, at 6 p.m. at the Warcoit Meeting Room of the Mashpee Town Hall, 16 Great Neck Road North, Mashpee, Mass. 02649. Broadcast live on local cable channel 18, streamed live on the Town of Mashpee website, www.mashpeemass.gov/channel 18. You may submit comments and questions via email to bos@mashpeemass.gov prior to the meeting date and time.
Okay, we've opened the public hearing. Good evening.
Good evening. For the record, Jack McElhenney, attorney for Southworth Willow Bend LLC, the owner and operator of the country club grow room and restaurant facility. This is a request for an amendment of our on-premises all alcoholic beverage license for the country club, and it simply reflects a change in the ownership interest between the two individuals who have owned the country club since 2012. That was David Southworth and Joe Deutsch. And in 2021, Joe Deutsch bought David Southworth interest in the club out. And Joe is, at this point, the 100% beneficial owner of the club. He owns it through, a trust, an estate planning trust for the benefit of his family. We're simply requesting to update our license for that purpose.
Sure. Any questions from the board? No. Any questions from the audience? Okay,
Make a motion, we close the public hearing.
Second.
I'll say aye.
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 Make a motion, we make the change in the ownership interests for Willow Bend LLC.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You're all set.
Great.
Thank you.
Very much. Appreciate
Nice to
it.
see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks.
6:05, next one, Andrew.
Pursuant to Chapter 138 of the Massachusetts General Laws, the Board of Selectmen, acting as a local licensing authority the town of Mashpee, will conduct a public hearing on the alcoholic beverages license amendment application Shri Krupa LLC DBA Best Buy Beverage, 16 Echo Road, Mashpee, Mass. 02649 for a change of location to 11 Evergreen Circle, Mashpee, Mass. 02649. Said hearing will be held on Monday, April 25th, 2022 at 6:05 PM in the McCoy Meeting Room, Mashpee Town Hall, 16 Great Neck Road North, Mashpee, Mass. Broadcast live on local channel 18, streamed live on the town Mashpee website, mashpeemass.gov/channel 18. May submit comments and questions via email to bos@mashpeemass.gov prior to the meeting date and time.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. Attorney Christopher Corain, representing the applicant. This is the Best Buy Beverage location that's currently at 16 Echo Road. We've applied for a change of location. They're building a building, which I've given you some photographs of, to 11 Evergreen Circle, which is the building that's at the corner of Evergreen and Route 130. The operations are going to be the same. It will be retail, redemption center, deliveries. So nothing's changed, it's just simply the location. Their lease is running out, and so now they're going to have control. This is a building that they're going to control, so it's a benefit for them. If construction goes well, they're hoping to move in sometime in June or July,
Great.
if everything works out, so.
Any questions, concerns from the board?
None at this time.
No? How about the audience?
No, I think it's great. Great location as well.
From the audience, any questions?
Make a motion, we close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye. Make a motion, we approve the change of location as requested.
And second that motion as well.
All in favor?
Yes.
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 Great, thank you very much.
And good luck. Okay, the next one. Okay, Andrew? Do I give you-
Pursuant to Chapter 138 of the Massachusetts General Laws, the Board of Selectmen, acting as local licensing authority for the town of Mashpee, will conduct a public hearing, the alcoholic beverage license amendment application of Marcantonis Group DBA Estia, 26 Steeple Street, Mashpee, Mass. 02649, for an alteration of licensed premises. Said hearing will be held on Monday, April 25th, 2022, at 6:10 PM in the Wacoit Meeting Room of the Mashpee Town Hall, 16 Great Neck Road North, Mashpee, Mass. 02649, broadcast live, local cable channel 18, streamed live on the Mashpee website, mashpeemass.gov/channel 18. You may submit questions, comments via email to bos@mashpeemass.gov prior to meeting date and time.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. Again, Attorney Christopher Corain, representing Marcantonis Group, DBA Estia. This is a request for a alteration to an existing licensed premises for indoor and outdoor seating. So the Estia building, I don't know if you've noticed, the Mashpee Commons is currently undergoing renovations. They're expanding into the adjacent unit, so we'll have a total of 98 seats. With some bar seating and some dining seating. We're also requesting 48 seats outside as part of this alteration. Even though the Commonwealth's order allows for outdoor seating for another year, it was recommended that, and Mr. Marcantonis wants to do this beyond just next year, so it was recommended that we file for the outside seating at this time so that we wouldn't have to come back next year when the Commonwealth's order expired on outdoor seating.
Sure. Andrew? Any?
Nothing.
David?
Nothing at this time.
Okay. Any questions from the audience? We're all set.
Make a motion, we close the public hearing.
So move.
All in favor? Tom, is it? He's excusing himself. Okay. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
I make a motion, we approve the license amendment as requested.
David?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
You're all
Thank you
set.
very much. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you very much. You're very welcome. Okay, a discussion and approval of the following. Resignation, Conservation Commission, Bradford Sweet. His term expires June 30th, 2023.
Make a motion, we accept Mr. Sweet's resignation and send a
With
letter of
regret.
appreciation.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
And can we send him a letter? Okay, discussion and certification of a hiring process of a police
Nope,
officer.
we did the Affordable Housing.
Oh, I'm
Committee.
sorry, appointments. Affordable Housing Committee, Stephanie Coleman, her term expires June 30th, 2022.
Make a motion, we appoint Ms. Coleman to a term expiring June 30th, 2022.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Discussion and certification of a hiring process of a police officer. Richard Harrington, Police Chief Scott Carline is here to address. Good evening, Chief.
A lateral police officer hiring process was initiated on September 17, 2021 through the Mashpee Human Resources Department. That hiring process consisted of a physical agility test, a law enforcement oral board, and an appointing authority interview. Police officer candidate Richard Harrington was a top candidate and was given a conditional offer by me. Richard Harrington resides in Nantucket, Massachusetts. He is currently a full-time police officer with the Nantucket Police Department. He possesses a bachelor's degree from Westfield State University in business management with a minor in criminal justice. I affirm that all phases of the selection process have been completed consistent with all policies and procedures established by the town of Mashpee and its police department through the Department of Human Resources. Police officer candidate Richard Harrington is qualified for and has been appointed to the position of police officer conditional upon certification of the hiring process. I would respectfully request certification of the selection process by this honorable board.
Thank you. Somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to certify the hiring process for Officer Richard Harrington.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye. You're all set. Thank you, Chief.
Have a good evening.
Always a pleasure to see you, Chief.
Discussion and certification and confirmation of the hiring of the Director of Assessing, Joseph Gibbons.
I can attest to the fact that there was a posting that was put out on, I believe it was January 19th, deadline of February 3rd. After an oral board examination was conducted on February 16th, there were two candidates that met the requirements. The first candidate rejected the position, and Mr. Gibbons, who is qualified, was provided with a conditional offer of employment and completed the remainder of the process. He is an experienced assessor,
Very good.
and he is the only one left in the eligibility pool. And our assessor has retired. Our assistant assessor
Retired.
is about to retire, so if you don't certify this process, we're in trouble.
Gee, what should we do?
And he's prepared to implement a residential exemption should one come to pass?
He does have experience in
Variance,
that.
oh, good,
Okay.
good.
I make a motion that we certify the hiring process. Mr. Gibbons?
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you. Okay, I just have two items before we go to public comment, if there's any. Discussion and approval award of a contract food and beverage concession 2022 to 2024 seasons for Mashpee Beaches, Heritage Park, Winter Bottom Ice Cream, LLC doing business as Perry's Last Stand and Perry's Cape Cod Ice Cream Trucks.
Make a motion, we authorize and award the contract to Winterbottom Ice Cream LLC.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Discussion and approval and execution of the Comcast cable
Madam
television.
Chair.
Yes.
Something that brought to my attention today, I mean, obviously, I just returned from vacation, and we haven't had enough time to vet this issue out. There could be a typo, and we just want to make sure it's not a material issue. So.
With the contract?
With all due respect, I would request that the board indefinitely postpone it until the next meeting.
Comcast?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And just long enough for us to get this cleared up with council.
Okay. We don't need a motion to?
No.
Okay. Kathy, any public comment?
Yes.
Marie Stevenson? Thank you.
So that's tabled.
Thank you.
Good evening.
How are you?
Good evening.
I'm good, thank you. J. Marie Stevenson. I'm speaking for myself, but I am influenced by the fact that I'm the chairperson of the Mashpee Inclusion and Diversity Committee, and I come to you with a background in group process and communication. I noted in watching the forums for the candidates for the select board and the planning board, that practically, I think all of the participants, the candidates rather, spoke of the need for more civility and decorum in our public discourse. And I highly concur, especially after the last select board meeting. So having attended the launch for the development of the local comprehensive plan, I was there. I, like others, had my concerns, primarily because I want the process to work, and I believe in the process. And with my particular background as well, I decided I would like to offer some assistance in any way I could, and I scheduled a meeting with our town planner, Evan Lara, and I can tell you that I really did not know him at all, just to know that he was there. And I make this point because I think sometimes we have meetings where people criticize a certain person in a position without really having any communication with them. And I can tell you that we had a really, really productive meeting. I found it very important to hear his perspective, and also that he was very willing to hear some of my suggestions. And that's the way it should work. And after that, I prepared a statement for the next planning board meeting. And that, again, was a process that I felt, rather than just come to the select board, let's go where the problem lies. And that was chaired by Mr. Jack Phelan, and I would say that, there was a good amount of time afforded to anybody that cared to speak, because it was really a hot topic. I urge people to view this recording if you have not already done so, because I believe it to be an example of successful discourse. There were difficult and painful subjects, but everyone who spoke did so with civility and respect. Things needed to be said, and changes were recommended. But the central message was to support the process, make amends, and they needed to be made, and move forward with a resolve to include even more citizens with diverse perspectives, not fewer, more. So, more importantly, I believe that there was a genuine offer from those in attendance to reach out and make the process even more inclusive, and that's where we need to be. So as to any future meetings of any of our committees, not just this one, in terms of committee proceedings, I would like to request that I know we have a code of conduct, but I'd like to see it more strictly enforced, that allows for freedom of speech, but disallows negative references to specific individuals and personality for a start. So I think we need to demonstrate in our speech and our communication a willingness to address our concerns in a respectful and a civil manner, and in the right place where can action be taken. Communicate with each other. And I like to say a lot, let's find the good and praise it. Thank you.
Okay, additional topics, liaison reports?
None at this time.
None?
No.
Okay, Tom? No, you're not on the I'm sorry. Town manager updates.
Okay, obviously, you're familiar with the 151 improvement project.
Yes.
As it stands right now, the plan is to stop work by May 27th. The construction schedule for the project currently extends through the end of 2024. I want to remind the board that that does not include the summer months, the peak summer months, nor a portion of the winter. So the window of opportunity to complete the work is limited, and that's why it's going to take as long as it will. What I've been asked is whether or not the town is willing to extend the spring construction through June 17th. So I don't need a decision from the board tonight because it wasn't on your agenda. What I do want to inform you of is that will be on your next agenda, and we'll need you to let us know as to what you wish to do. So it'll either be May 27th or June 17th.
Can you give us a description of what the,
The work entails? Yeah.
what's the value of extending those 2 weeks? What's it gonna save you, other than 2 weeks on the back end?
I will get that information,
Okay.
but I just want the board to contemplate what you will ultimately decide to do.
One question I have on it is, what do we have for messaging to inform the general public as to what's going on, timeframes, of construction and such? I'm being approached by a lot of people that are just wondering, what's going on?
Yep.
Why is the traffic so extensive and such?
Yeah, currently, all of that information is on our website and Facebook. We can certainly expand it. We've also included the large masses of people at Mashpee Commons and Southport, more than willing to expand that list to whoever you want it sent to. It's not that we're trying to
Right.
exclude anybody
No.
from the information, but certainly that's where the info is at this particular time.
John?
I'll direct them to those.
Good evening.
Yes, and if you would like it sent to anybody in particular, then more than happy to do so.
That sounds good. I mean, the locations there they live on now sounds appropriate.
Yeah. I'm sure Southport, too.
I had the same complaints as you did, so, same thing. I mean, it seems as though the complaint that was brought forward to me more than anything was the length of time and the traffic, the pattern, was just, they said it was long. I mean,
Too long.
151 was a solid line, and they didn't know where to go, and it was very confusing. Is there any way that we can divert them down around the side and then come up on 28, bypass this? It's just at the entrance of Mashpee Commons and the
Stop and Shop.
the left and the right-hand side, either way. If they could go around it in some manner, it just seems to
I
be.
wish the chief was still here, but.
Yeah, it was
he
just-
left. But what I will certainly do is discuss it with him. The issue, I think, is going to be where specifically is the work being conducted that's causing the traffic detour, and obviously, what are viable options as far as those detours. It all depends upon exactly where the level of work is being done. And then, of course, if they get equipment out into the middle of 151 and they have to shut it down, even for a few minutes to stop all traffic, it becomes backed up.
Right.
So I will get more information for you, but I just wanted to bring 151 to your attention. The other thing is, in terms of the sewer commission, a display ad was run in the Enterprise to solicit candidates. I think I told you the status of the select board, passed in the House, it's in the state Senate. And on COVID-19 cases, we added 4 new positive COVID-19 cases, no deaths over the weekend, and we had 6 cases move out of isolation. There are currently 13 cases known in Mashpee. And that's all I have for this evening.
Okay.
Another question on the 151 is for consideration for the next meeting. Do they have any idea of what their scope is going to entail over the extension period?
That I will get. I did not know that for this evening, but I will get that. I was just asked the question about a possible time extension. Mass DOT is leaving it up to the town. The question came to me, and I brought it to you tonight.
I know I'd feel better if it was, if they were going to do work on the shoulders and not have lane closures over those 2 weeks. But if they're going to have lane closures, I think that would be something I'd take into consideration.
Okay, I will get that information, and Madam Chair, any objection if we put it on the meeting before the meeting,
We can do that.
before town meeting? Because
Town
it's
meeting.
only going to take
2 minutes. That's
2
fine.
minutes.
That's fine.
Then you can announce it at town meeting.
Right. Right? You can announce it at
Information is
town
power.
meeting. Yeah, that's right.
No, all right.
Okay. Anything else? All set?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes. Thank you, everybody.